KPIX5's Melissa Caen has California's latest stand against the Trump administration. Melissa?
Yeah, Veronica, right now there are about 360 National Guard troops from California at the border, supposedly assisting with criminal prosecution and apprehension. But today, the governor says he's going to remove all but about 100 of those troops and put them to work for CAL FIRE and to root out and help to prosecute people who are growing marijuana illegally.
This is pure politics. Period. Full stop.
Governor Newsom says there is no border crisis because what's happening at the border is legal.
We have families that are crossing the border that are doing so legally through the asylum process.
Last year, Governor Jerry Brown agreed to allow up to 400 National Guard troops, but they could not help with immigration enforcement. They could only combat transnational crime. But Governor Newsom says the reality is complicated.
There's a lot of gray area, and there will no longer be any gray area.
Governor Newsom will leave 100 soldiers at the border, but they will be focused on legal points of entry where they'll help to search cargo and vehicles coming through checkpoints. The president may object to this move, so we asked Hastings law professor Roy Little who controls the National Guard, Gavin Newsom or President Trump.
And the governor usually has the power over where to assign those Guard troops. But there's a statute that gives the president power to declare an emergency and call out the Guard, and the president's power generally can trump the, to use a bad word, trump the governor's power.
He says it's rare to have a governor and president disagree on the use of the National Guard, but it has happened. In 1957, after the Supreme Court ruled that schools must desegregate.
President Eisenhower actually called out the National Guard to safeguard the black children going into school in Arkansas, while the governor of Arkansas sort of stood on the schoolhouse steps and said, no, we don't want them.
And if the president did declare an emergency to override Newsom when it comes to National Guard troops, it would probably end up in the U.S. Supreme Court.
It's unclear right now how this could work out.
Now, some Republicans have accused the governor of not caring about the human trafficking problem because that usually takes place in between border checkpoints. But today the governor said that numbers about human trafficking have been overblown. Live in San Francisco, Melissa Caen, KPIX 5.